This is London.
Take you now to London.
This is London.
Gentlemen, and welcome once again to LDN Capital TV, right here exclusively on the Fight Network. My name is Jon Atkins, and you join us this week at Cymru, Llandudno in North Wales. We have got a show for you here this week on the Fight Network, because coming up later in the hour, the in-ring return of the living legend of British professional wrestling, Johnny Saint.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome David Deville!
Great match to kick things off here though as well, fans. Let's not look past that. In the ring,
And
David Deville. And here is a great look at his opponent getting ready for the matchup. This young man, Barry Ryan, a protege of Jon Ritchie. We have seen this young man come on leaps and bounds in recent months here on Capital TV. Still a very young man, does not have the greatest win-loss record as of yet, but he has got bags of potential, and we will see that come to fruition here on Capital TV in the weeks and months to come. So the opening contest here this week, David Deville versus Barry Ryan. David Deville, of course, we saw make his debut here on Capital TV just a few short weeks ago. He is the first LDN student of the LDN school in Edmonton to become a full-time professional wrestler. And having recently made his Capital TV debut, he is looking to make a name for himself here this week against Barry Ryan.
Opponent from Catford in London, please welcome Barry Ryan!
Referee for the contest, as always, Mr. Chris Roberts. Great to see him in action. And great to have a full house here in North Wales. Lovely to see LDN expanding throughout the United Kingdom, because fans, LDN Capital TV, proud to bring you the very best British wrestling action anywhere in the United Kingdom. And indeed, Capital TV, the only British wrestling television show on TV anywhere in the world. This is no internet download, fans. You are watching this on TV right here on the Fight Network, and Barry Ryan getting off to a great start. David Deville takes things at his own pace, turns them around very quickly. Deville still very new to the profession, but he appears to be taking to it like a duck to water. Deville actually made his LDN Capital TV debut against another one of Jon Ritchie's henchmen, Danny Garnell, and we have seen plenty of Danny Garnell in recent weeks. Garnell actually scored a big win against the anarchist Doug Williams just a few weeks ago, in perhaps his career highlight to date. And Ryan certainly looking to follow in the footsteps of his stable mate. Ryan trying to slow down Deville, trying to cut him off, take him off his feet. Nicely done there, just cutting out the left leg. I don't care how big or strong you are, enough pressure applied to the back of the knee, that'll get you down to your knees in a hurry. And that is actually very sound technical wrestling there from Barry Ryan, but nicely reversed by Deville, and a big slap suplex. Hooks the leg. Nice cover. Just a 2 count though on that occasion. But Deville showing why he has done so well for himself since graduating from the LDN school. And fans, if you want to find out more about the LDN school, be sure to check out the website www.ldnwrestling.com for more information about the fully stocked training school with a full wrestling ring and a fully equipped training gym as well. Both men doing very well here in the opening contest of this week's Capital TV, in front of a capacity crowd here in Cymru, Llandudno in North Wales. Big European uppercut there from Barry Ryan. And fans, coming up later tonight, Barry Ryan's mentor. Oh, nicely done there. And just a 2 count. Coming up later tonight, Barry Ryan's own mentor, the gentleman Jon Ritchie, the former LDN British champion, the man who held the belt for over 14 months, is in action here on Capital TV, and he is going to be taking on Johnny Saint, the legend of professional wrestling. Over 40 years in the business. We will be seeing him back in the ring here tonight for the first time since Legend Showdown. And Johnny Saint, of course, coming back recently from retirement after being out of action for 10 years. He showed at Broxbourne at Legend Showdown. He hadn't missed a step, and we are very much looking forward to welcoming him here today on Capital TV. Later in the hour, nice drop kick there from Deville. Picks up Ryan, plants him in the corner, whips him across the ring. Ryan puts the brakes on, but he gets caught with a big splash. Real back and forth action, but it's Ryan who gets the short end of that stick. Deville goes for the roll-up. He just about hooks the arms, and the shoulders were down, but the feet were not hooked, and Barry Ryan able to escape there. Nicely done. Barry Ryan showing considerable maturity for one of his young age. And he has not been intimidated so far by David Deville. Nicely turned around there by Ryan. There's a good roll-up. And still Deville kicks out. And these two youngsters very evenly matched indeed. Very hard to say who's got the overall advantage. Barry Ryan showing he's got a lot of great technical skills at his disposal, but perhaps he doesn't quite have the killer instinct of Jon Ryan. And I am sure that'll come with time. Oh, a neck breaker, nicely executed. Floats over for the cover. And unfortunately for Ryan, David Deville just too close to that bottom rope. Able to get the leg under the rope. And the pinfall was broken. Ryan looks unfazed though. Deceptively strong, picks up Deville for that scoop slam. Another cover, could be all. But a kick out from Deville, and the matchup continues. And both of these young men, two great athletes and two very promising up-and-comers in British wrestling today. Both of these men, I've got no doubt about it, both of these guys will be big stars in the years to come. And you are seeing them here right now on Capital TV.
These are dangerous days. These are dangerous days.
Nicely done, a standing drop kick there from Ryan. Beautifully executed. Deville looks like he might be out cold. But no, just able to get a kick out. But look at his eyes. Deville looks groggy. And Deville having some trouble getting back to his feet. And Ryan could do with capitalizing on that advantage. European uppercut sends Deville staggering to the corner. Ryan, a very methodical pace. Could perhaps stand to quicken things up a bit. But a beautifully executed belly-to-back suplex into a pinning combination, and he holds on. And Ryan is wrestling things his own way at his own pace. And thus far, the results have been quite favourable for him. Powerful clothesline into the corner. And I believe that was a knee to the face as well. And Chris Roberts is saying, the man's in the corner. You need to get back. Give him some time to get back into the centre of the ring. We don't get a clean break as such from Ryan. Oh, this time he gets caught out. Nice drop toe hold. And that sends Barry Ryan face first. He misses a flying shoulder tackle and lands on the apron outside. And now all of a sudden Deville has a chance to turn things around. But he gets caught with a shoulder to the guts. Ryan comes over the top, looks for that double leg Nelson, gets it, he hooks the legs, that could be all. But no, reversal there by Deville. Deville has his man up, sends him into the corner. Ryan lands on his feet and comes up with a cross body. And that must be all. Surely there's a cover the shoulders. We're pinned to the mat. But no, just a 2 count. Great officiating there by our referee, Chris Roberts. Nicely done. And I have to say, I thought Deville was done for. But just like that, he nearly turned things right around. And again, just like that, Barry Ryan slows things right down to a pace that he's more comfortable with. Just cutting off the offense of David Deville. But Deville goes behind, hoists him up for the fireman's carry, plunks him down, and he's going up top. And this can only mean one thing. He's on the top turnbuckle. It's the Cruella Deville frog splash. He hooks the legs. There's the cover. 1, 2, 3, and he got him. A big win here for David Deville in the opening contest of this week's. There it is, the Cruella Deville frog splash. Straight into the pin, hooks the legs, and Deville scores his first win here on Capital TV. There was nowhere for Ryan to go once Deville came off the top rope. Coming up next, Jon Ritchie versus Johnny Saint.
Can learn to be a professional wrestler at one of 3 LDN training schools. For more information, go online to www.ldnwrestling.com.
Well, fans, main event time here this week on LDN Capital TV, and what a treat we have got for you. You hear the opening strains of our national anthem, God Save the Queen, and I'm not entirely sure it was ever intended to be used for this purpose. Nonetheless, gentleman Jon Ritchie making his way to the ring, And if I am not mistaken, his corner person for the match, that is Mike Mendoza, and that is a real shame. Because we have seen Mendoza been getting more and more frustrated over the last few months here on Capital TV. He's been upset and he's been unable to win as many matches as he would have liked.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from England, here is gentleman Jon Ritchie.
And there is the gentleman himself, Jon Ritchie, cane, top hat, opera glasses, and the flag of St. George.
Now, I don't really like coming here. Here in northwest England, what we lovingly call Wales. But because I was coming here tonight, I thought I'd write you a little poem.
Well, that's nice. A little bit of culture from the gentleman.
If you could hold that one for me, please, Michael. Shut up and listen. I've got a lot of effort into this. Over the mountains and far away lived a little Welsh tribe, or so they say, hiding in valleys and living down pit. They play rugby for pleasure, but they never win it! We gave them Shakespeare and football and of course Ryan Giggs. All they gave us were leeks and mutton and lamb's wool wigs. They're you. We allowed them into the great English Empire, and in return they gave us Thomas the Tank Engine of Algaya. Mein Gott, giddy, fair, Landisler. Mein Gott,
Let's just say I don't think Dylan Thomas has got anything to worry about. Fans making his way to the ring, a true legend of the sport. Perhaps the figurehead of professional wrestling in this country, the United Kingdom.
A true British legend!
Johnny Saint there, a proud man and a true legend of the sport.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest will be fought under 6 3-minute rounds, under 2 falls, 2 submissions, or a knockout to decide the winner. Coming on my right, there he hails from right here in North Wales. Please welcome a true British legend, an icon, the face of British wrestling. Please welcome the legendary Johnny Saint.
A fantastic hometown reception there for the legend that is Johnny Saint.
And on my left side, he hails from England. Please welcome the former British heavyweight champion, gentleman Jon Ritchie.
Not quite such a favourable response for the gentleman, Jon Ritchie. And you notice there, our official is Chris Roberts. He is Welsh himself. He has agreed to referee Jon Ritchie's match, despite the fact that Jon Ritchie and Danny Garnell put him in hospital just over a month ago here on Capital TV.
These are dangerous days. These are dangerous days.
I believe extra security has been laid on, and Ritchie and Garnell have been threatened with fines and suspensions if they lay a finger on Chris Roberts. So with those stipulations in place, Roberts has agreed to continue to officiate, and we are delighted to have him here in Llandudno, North Wales, the hometown, nonetheless, of Johnny Saint. Johnny Saint doing well in the opening round of this bout. 6 rounds, 3 minutes a round, 2 pinfalls, 2 submissions, or 1 knockout will decide the winner. And Johnny Saint, having come out of a 10-year retirement recently at Legends Showdown, showed that he has not lost a step so far. But he may have met his match in the gentleman Jon Ritchie. Lock up, Ritchie goes behind. Ritchie with a full Nelson there. Johnny Saint with his own unique counter to that move. Does he still have the strength in his body though? He's certainly got the support of these fans here in Wales. Just lowering that centre of gravity. Trying to get down as close to the mat as he can to weaken the grip of Jon Ritchie. And he manages there and goes behind into a hammerlock. Straight into a full Nelson, a half Nelson, I believe, of his own there. And does Ritchie have a counter for that? Well, simply a foot in the ropes. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. And you talk about legends of the sport, but you are looking at a man in Johnny Saint who originated. Oh my! Jon Ritchie landing hard on the backside. And he goes straight to the outside of the ring there. And as I was saying, fans, you talk about legends of the sport, you're looking at Johnny Saint, at a man who has originated many of the moves you actually see in wrestling week after week. Saint, a huge influence on many of the top stars today in the world of wrestling, both in England and further afield. In his prime, he wrestled around the world. And after a 10-year retirement, he is back here in LDN. And at the end of the first fall, the score, of course, 0-0.
Seconds away, round 2.
And the bell has rung, and Ritchie needs to get that water bottle out of the ring. And the towel as well. He has had plenty of time to recuperate, and the round is underway. Come on, referee Chris Roberts, you need to get control of this bout, because Jon Ritchie is wasting time. Oh, a lock-up there, a dummy, actually, from Jon Ritchie. Lured Saint in with the lock-up, went down low and took him down by the left foot. He has got a variation of an ankle lock on, and Johnny Saint may have no choice but to submit here. Oh, a marvellous reversal. What a counter. What a counter. Johnny Saint truly is the man of 1,000 moves. And it is said that for every move in wrestling, Johnny Saint has at least one reversal or counter. Oh no, and Jon Ritchie there. A little bit embarrassing for Jon Ritchie in front of a hostile Welsh crowd. And as I was saying earlier in the match, it is a shame to see the corner man in Jon Ritchie's corner, none other than Mike Mendoza himself, a top young athlete here in LDN and a very successful wrestler. Unfortunately, he has been finding success hard to come by in recent months. Recently, the frustration has been showing on his face, and sadly, it seems that he has started associating himself with Gentleman Jon Ritchie in the hopes of rejuvenating his career. But I can tell you, Mike Mendoza, that is not the way you want to go. You have got all the tools in the world. You're a great natural athlete and a fantastic wrestler. You do not need to associate yourself with men like Jon Ritchie. Johnny Saint should be the ideal role model for you, Mike Mendoza. And I hope you're getting a good look at this legend, as indeed all the fans here in Llandudno are. And another patented Johnny Saint reversal. Just able to ease himself out of that hole and back up to his feet. And Ritchie claiming that he's oiled up, and I don't think that is the case, because referee Chris Roberts checked both athletes before the matchup started. And if he had felt that Johnny Saint was wearing excessive bodily oil, he would have asked him to towel himself down, possibly wash himself off before the matchup had got underway. But Chris Roberts gave him the okay. And the matchup continues, and Jon Ritchie's complaints, as they often do, fell on deaf ears. Another lockup again. Ritchie with a wrist lock. And that's the end of round 2. And Ritchie did not release that hold as quickly as he might have done. And he received some stern words from the referee. So 2 rounds down, 4 rounds remaining, and the score still 0-0 in this contest. And what a matchup it is.
Seconds away, round 3.
Johnny Saint, the undefeated light heavyweight champion of the world for 20 years. He also held a number of other belts in his illustrious career. And we are so proud here at LDN to be able to bring you his in-ring return to national television here on the Fight Network, here on LDN Capital TV. Oh, Johnny Saint one step ahead of the gentleman. We saw at Legends Showdown he hadn't missed a step. And he is showing here tonight he can still go with the very best of them. Let's not sell Jon Ritchie short. He held the LDN British Championship, the most important belt in British wrestling today, for over 14 months. Before losing that also at Legends Showdown to Yorgos Christopoulos. And talking of the British Championship belt, fans, we will see that on the line next week here on Capital TV, as Yorgos defends it against none other than Danny Garnell, another associate of Gentleman Jon Ritchie. Jon Ritchie acquiring quite the ragtag collection of misfits and what have yous by his side, but the one thing they all have in common, they are good wrestlers and they are very willing to learn. But I just hope he isn't leading these youngsters astray. Just a 2 count there, nicely countered by Saint, and now Ritchie's shoulders are down and Johnny Saint gets the 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the round of applause for Johnny Saint!
And bang on the halfway point of this matchup, Johnny Saint goes up 1-0. Still very agile indeed. And Jon Ritchie may have underestimated his opponent here tonight. And Jon Ritchie, truly a disgusting physical specimen. Happy to call himself a gentleman, but let me tell you, it takes more than an oversized top hat and a pair of opera glasses to truly be a gentleman. Ritchie goes behind. Nice hammerlock. Johnny Saint looking for the reversal. And you can believe Johnny Saint probably knows at least half a dozen reversals to that maneuver. But before he can apply even one, Jon Ritchie has transformed the move into a abdominal stretch, a modified abdominal stretch, and he might get a submission. Saint shaking his head, saying he wants to continue, but for how much longer? He's not a young man anymore, and that move is going to take its toll on him. We're in the 4th round of 6. Jon Ritchie with the abdominal stretch, but he's too dizzy to hold on to it. And that is one way of breaking out of that maneuver. Johnny Saint used Jon Ritchie's center of gravity against him. The abdominal stretch, a very effective maneuver, but it does affect your own balance. And once Jon Ritchie had found that weak spot, he was able to exploit it. And now we see a bear hug. A simple but effective maneuver. And fans, I have never seen that done before. Johnny Saint is the man. For every move you can throw at him, he will throw you at least one counter move or reversal. And Jon Ritchie is just not ready for it. Cartwheel there from Jon Ritchie. Oh, Johnny Saint doesn't give him too much time to show off. And another cartwheel from Ritchie. And Ritchie, I think, has got something to prove here against Johnny Saint. Saint, though, still winning this matchup 1-0 after a pinfall at the end of the 3rd round. And Ritchie with a couple of very impressive cartwheels, but they're not going to win in the match. Ritchie now working over that left arm. And he's got it. He has got that, a very quick submission. And so in round 4, Jon Ritchie equalises.
These are dangerous days. These are dangerous days.
And Jon Ritchie, I believe, bit the hand. He bit the fingers of Johnny Saint after getting the submission. And again, I'm not so sure that Chris Roberts saw that, but he certainly suspects it, but he cannot call it unless he definitely saw it. And so Ritchie escapes the public warning on that occasion. But an expertly applied submission hold, and on that particular instance, there was no escape for Johnny Saint. And Saint left with no option but to submit. We go into round 5, the penultimate round of the bout. The score's tied at 1-1 apiece. Oh, and a big blow to the guts. And the referee certainly saw that. It was a closed fist.
Ritchie has received its first public warning.
It was a closed fist, a big left hand to the rib area of Johnny Saint. And instantly a public warning for Jon Ritchie. But how much damage did that left fist cause to the body of Johnny Saint? Still down on the mat, still clutching at his midsection. Let's hope Saint hasn't suffered any internal injuries from that blow. Let's not forget the late great Houdini died after a punch in the stomach. European uppercut there from Jon Ritchie. And a third one sends Saint down to the mat. One fall apiece, and I think Jon Ritchie now very much in control of the bout. Or is he? Reversal there. And Ritchie landed hard, I believe neck first, into the corner pads. Oh, a low blow, and again in full view of the official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee official Jon Ritchie with his second and final public warning.
And a second and final public warning for Ritchie, who is now a whisker away from an instant disqualification. And that's a good call by referee Chris Roberts. One of our many no-nonsense officials, Chris Roberts. Oh, Ritchie, well, that fan probably shouldn't have done that. But I certainly echo the sentiments. No manners, but what a critic. Indeed, Ritchie with that low blow, claiming it was to the inner thigh. The referee thinks otherwise. And he was in a great position to see it. Johnny Saint goes down low, hooks the legs, and a slingshot into that turnbuckle. And again, Ritchie this time landing head first. And the bell rings, saved by the bell there, because Ritchie may have been seconds away from a submission. But with the scores tied at 1-1 apiece, we are now seconds away from our 6th and final round. And Ritchie scoring a measure of revenge on those fans who so irked him earlier in the round. Ritchie cannot afford to be distracted at this late stage in the contest, though. He is in the 6th and final round. The score's tied at 1-1 apiece. And Ritchie would like to score a win, as would Johnny Saint. Saint victorious at Legends Showdown against the 2007 Golden Grappler Johnny Kidd. Proved he can still go, proved he can still win. But was it a fluke? Was it a one-night only thing? Was it the magic of Legends Showdown? Or is Johnny Saint still the top of his game? Is he still the #1 wrestler in the United Kingdom? Or has that torch well and truly been passed on to gentleman Jon Ritchie? The 14-month champion goes down hard after a kick to the left arm, right on the elbow joint. Saint looking for the whip across the ring. It's reversed by the gentleman. Saint goes underneath. And Johnny Saint is quick as a cat. Gets the leapfrog, goes underneath again. And Jon Ritchie doesn't know whether he's coming or going, but there's a roll-up. And the shoulders are down and he's got it. I believe he got it, but was Jon Ritchie's shoulder under the rope? Was his arm under the rope? Well, Johnny Saint with the win in the 6th and final round, 2-1. But Jon Ritchie is claiming that his left arm was under that bottom rope.
Ladies and gentlemen, cut the music. I have just been informed by the referee that Jon Ritchie had his hand on the rope.
In my personal opinion, the hand was under the rope.
However, the referee has stated, if you guys want one more round, that's what we're going to do. So one more round. Seconds away for the final round.
And so we are going into a final round, a round 7. Round 6 has been declared null and void. It's a good call. It was a difficult call for referee Chris Roberts to make. But I believe it was the right one. A big scoop slam there from Ritchie. And now Ritchie using that bottom rope to hold down the shoulders. And now Ritchie scores the win.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the contest, into gentlemen.
Jon Ritchie scores the win. And that is quite frankly appalling, because that was a bad call. He had used that bottom rope to help him the first time round, to help him escape being pinned, and this time he uses it to aid him in pinning Johnny Saint. The shoulders were down, but Jon Ritchie was able to score extra leverage. Take a look at this replay. Just yanking on that bottom rope, and there was no way on earth Johnny Saint was able to kick out of that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referees confirmed that Jon Ritchie is the winner of the contest.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, I'd like to say thank you very much to you all, because for the last 10 years, I've lived 25 miles from here in Rill. So I regard myself as one of you people now. Okay? Nothing on your expressions on you, referee, but that was a miscarriage of justice, that. And I think I'm going to write to the Board of Control, and that should be a rematch in this ring. A rematch, no holds barred. No rules, no holds barred.
Oh my goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, he is a true British legend. Give him a standing ovation on your feet for the legend, guys.
Oh my goodness, well, Jon Ritchie walking away with the win, and that's unfortunate. But did my eyes deceive me, or did I just hear Johnny Saint calling for a no-holds-barred rematch? Fans, we're out of time. We'll see you next week here on Capital TV.